Just like having relevant and accurate information is necessary to make sound hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the Positives and be a sponsor of the Spark.
Lipscomb and Pitts Insurance is honored to serve the Memphis community for over 60 years. We've always focused on supporting our community and believe in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb and Pitts Insurance is proud to be a presenting sponsor of the Spark.
Additional funding for the Spark is provided by Christian Brothers University, Mueller Industries, Meriton, United Way of the Mid-South, MyTown Movers, MyTown Roofing, MyTown Miracles, and by Serves.
This month on The Spark, our theme is Our Furry Friends. We'll learn more about a nonprofit helping dogs and cats who are at risk in a shelter, an organization studying the causes and links between human and canine cancers using comparative oncology research, and a pet supply store with local roots that's expanding nationally with their natural and holistic approach and offerings. We'll also share a special moment from our Spark Awards 2018. Ever been excited by a new idea? Inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes making a difference in their own way so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show, which is focused on business and community leaders who are leading by example to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities for the Mid-South. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is The Spark. They're a nonprofit helping dogs and cats who are at risk at shelters. We're here with Cannon Parkerson. He's a board member with Memphis Pets Alive. Cannon, let's start. Give us a little bit of history lesson for Memphis Pets Alive and kind of the grassroots ability to pull this together.
Okay, Memphis Pets Alive was founded about 6 years ago, and our primary mission is to help dogs and cats that are at risk of being euthanized in local shelters, primarily Memphis Animal Services, the Memphis Shelter, but as well as others in the area. Pet overpopulation and homeless dogs and cats is a real critical problem all over the Mid-South. The shelters do a great job as far as what they can do, and we've made a lot of improvements in our local shelter at Memphis Animal Services, but still they're limited by resources and capacity, and unfortunately sometimes the last resort is animals have to be euthanized. So our goal is to try to prevent that from happening.
And you have a structure, a support team, the whole 9 yards, but walk us through how this works, because you do a very good job on the marketing end, and obviously that's a big piece of it, but raising awareness for forever homes and adoption. Yep. So kind of walk us through the nuances of how it works.
Yeah, and there's a few different ways that we help out and try to accomplish our mission. One is through our dog and cat programs that we call them. We've had a cat program since we started. We just started a dog program a little over a year ago. And what we do is that involves rescuing the animals from the shelter, getting them medical attention. Many times we're dealing with cases where animals need a lot of medical care, may need operations, many things like that, which can be quite costly and is beyond the scope of what any shelter is prepared to do. So what we do is get them in foster homes. For cats, we actually have a cat habitat that we maintain at the PetSmart over at Poplar and Ridgeway. So people can go and look at the cats there for adoption. And then it's all about marketing, like you said, from there. You know, once we can get a dog or cat into a foster home, once we get them rehabilitated if they've had medical issues, once they're ready, then we get them out there marketed and try to find them their forever home.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of pieces when we talk about collaboration which makes this neat. One is working with the local veterinarians to get the top-notch care, so that's a piece of it. And then on your side too, creating kind of the bandwidth to be able to market and create the adoption families and obviously the forever, but then provide the support network for that as well. Talk about kind of that support network of being able to work with all these different stakeholders, so to speak, in different ways, but really to create the system that allows the opportunity to really help these animals find permanent homes.
Yeah, you're right. It is you know, kind of a complex network, if you will, that we depend on a lot of different moving parts to it. A lot of them are the local veterinarians that are providers that we use all over town. Our biggest cost by far is our vetting expenses that we spend, and we get discounts from a lot of great people, which is very helpful. So we have to maintain that network. Then additionally, we have a network of volunteers and fosters. So the volunteers, some of which are fosters, you know, help with a variety of things, whether it be, you know, fundraising events, what we call tabling events, which is where we may have a tent spreading awareness at a festival or something in Memphis. And to the fundraising activities that we do for volunteers to help with those. We do dog washes at Hollywood Feed. There's all kinds of things. So it takes a lot of money, but then you have to have your fosters, to take care of the dogs, and then the veterinarians as well. So it's a little bit of a complex web to maintain.
And food too. Food is very important to this as well. So talk about kind of the food aspect.
Yeah, food is very important. That really comes into play mostly with our kind of our prevention as an alternative to shelter surrender. Unfortunately, many families will get in a situation where they're down on their luck. They may have hard times, and if they have to choose between providing food for their dog or cat or paying a light bill, they may end up surrendering the animal to the shelter. So to prevent that from happening, they can reach out to us, and we can provide and even deliver food and go through microchipping and things like that to help keep the pets in their families. So food is a big thing. We've gone through thousands and thousands of pounds of food through what we call our pet pantry program, doing that. So we're always looking for donations of more food in order to kind of keep that cycle going.
Talk about success and maybe some stats. When you look at what you've been able to accomplish and obviously what you want to accomplish moving forward from 2019 and beyond, what are some of the stats that you're looking at that help you measure success and what's working and how more people can get involved?
Yeah, as far as the stats we measure, in our monthly board meetings, we're looking at our cat program and our dog program, how many we have in the program, how many have been adopted, and kind of where we stand. So we monitor those to try to keep that successful. The local Memphis shelter has done a great job getting cats adopted. So now our focus tends to be more on some of the cats that have more medical needs than usual. If you get a bunch of kittens, those are pretty easy to get adopted, right? So our cases are a little bit harder. So we keep focusing more on, the marketing and, just trying to get, it becomes a little harder to get those type of pets adopted. So where we want to see is our dog program to continue to expand, and we really need to build our foster network a little bit stronger to do that, because you don't have the luxury of a dog habitat, kind of like we have a cat habitat at PetSmart.
So obviously financial donations, food donations, volunteering, and obviously serving as forever homes and adoption families. Does that cover it in terms of helping out, or what's one other way we can help?
Yeah, that covers it. That's kind of the main four things. The best thing you could do is adopt a shelter pet. Adopt, don't shop. So that's the best thing you can do. That helps our mission. Whether you adopt it from us, another rescue group, or the shelter, it doesn't matter. Just finding a loving home. Fostering is a real big need of ours. If you've got an open heart and a loving home and willing to, let an animal couch surf for a few weeks or whatever while they rehabilitate or till we find a forever home, that's a huge help as well. And like you said, monetary donations are always welcome. What we charge for adopting a pet is nowhere near the cost that's typically put into it, from a medical standpoint to get that pet ready. So monetary donations are always welcome as well.
Well, tell us where we can go to learn more. Website, social media, where do we go?
Facebook is where we post our photos. I'll need to give a plug to our Wag-A-Long Tuesday program, which is part of our marketing efforts, where every Tuesday we have a group of volunteers that'll descend upon the Memphis Animal Shelter, take pictures of the cats and dogs there, post them online on our Facebook page. This helps market them, helps give them helps show their personality a little bit more than just a kennel card with a picture behind the bars there. That's also picked up by our friends at the Memphis Flyer, so you can see it on their website. So that's one thing we do. You can also reach us, follow us on Twitter at MemPetsAlive. Then also our website is memphispetsalive.org.
Ken, I greatly appreciate all you doing for coming on the show. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
They're an organization studying the causes and links between human and canine cancer. We're here with Luke Robinson. He's the founder of the Puppy Up Foundation. And let's start. You have actually a personal story with your own two dogs doing thousands and thousands of miles of walking, but give us a little history for the Puppy Up Foundation.
Yes, sir. I lost two dogs to cancer, Malcolm and Murphy, and I backpacked a total of 4,000 miles, once on the East Coast and once the entire length of the West Coast, to educate people about cancer and dogs.
And there's a lot, kind of go into the deep end on this, there's a lot of causes and links between canine and human cancers, and that's where this is not only kind of a personal passion, but there's a lot that can greatly benefit society by the work you're doing.
Well, Jeremy, what I've learned from my travels is that we now think of cancer as one cancer, right? Science has taught us that the cancer that we're finding in dogs is pretty much the same cancer that we're finding in people, both at the genetic level and also in terms of metastasis as well. So that's really kind of job number one of the Puppy Up Foundation. It's like, guys, we're not looking at two different types of cancer. It's not cancer in dogs over there, cancer in people over here. It's one cancer.
And so talk about the research side, because you've been able to pour in a lot of money on this R&D to help. So talk about kind of that side of this.
Well, we just funded an exciting bone cancer study. It's a multi-site, University of Illinois, Ohio State, and UW-Madison. It's the largest clinical trial that we've done thus far. And bone cancer, that's how I lost my first dog. It's a particularly passion of mine, but also because of its links to pediatric cancer. Bone cancer's largely found in children and pediatric patients and humans. So we just funded this study, and it's looking particularly at how to try and stop the metastatic process in bone cancer, which in bone cancer is not, typically it's not the original tumor site, it's a secondary tumor that gets you, whether it spreads to the lungs, like in most cases. So we're really excited about that, but we're doing cutting edge research both at the benchtop level and clinical trials, trying to understand why cancer is a cross-species disease.
And share with us, because I think it goes without saying, is the importance of being able to truly help with our pets, because this research is going to lead to findings there, but also too, the comparative oncology, like describing, is the parlay effect to be able to help humans as well.
Right, well, our philosophy of Puppy Up, because it all started with just me. I lost a dog to bone cancer, and I sold my truck and I put my stuff in storage, and I just started walking across the country, walked through Memphis. That's how we met Ginger Morgan, our director. I learned about Hollywood Feed, who I hear you have on their show as well. They've been big supporters of Puppy Up. And so it all started with just a bone cancer in my dog. But so our mission at Puppy Up is that we fund study that benefits pets first, but has the potential downstream to have a follow-on clinical trial in people as well.
Talk about how we can help, because I think a big part of this is you do walks all over, you have a very large presence. So share with us about the walks, and then let's talk about how we can get more involved.
Well, just like the Susan Komen Foundation, we have Puppy Up walks all around the country. I think we've been over 35 different states. And even though we're based here in Memphis, we like to go into a community and have a walk and meet the pet parents there and talk about the epidemic of cancer, because now we're seeing cancer in some breeds, Jeremy, they're as high as 60%. 60% of those dogs will die from cancer. Golden Retrievers are a breed that are particularly hit hard. So the Puppy Up, what we're trying to do is we're trying to take our walks all around the country so that we can, this started off as a grassroots movement. We just backpacking across 16 states, and that's how we're growing Puppy Up, from mile by mile, dog by dog, and town by town.
Well, and so then, talk about how we can help, because obviously participating in the walks is a big piece of it. Helping to fund the research is another huge piece of it, which obviously is critically important. So how can we help? Well,
we go to puppyup.org. That's our website. You can find out where around the country we have a walk. We have one coming up here in Memphis, April 28th. So please come out and join us for that event. It's at Overton Park. We always enjoy being out there. It's a great place. And that's really it. Just go there. On our website, we also have the early warning signs of cancer in dogs. I highly recommend for pet parents to go there and learn that, because as you know, dogs can't let us know that they're not feeling well. And so typically the point at which a dog becomes symptomatic, the cancer is already well advanced. It's already very tough to treat. So go to our website, puppyup.org, and learn the early warning signs of cancer in dogs.
Give viewers a couple of those.
So lameness is an easy one if a dog's not moving around. Loss of appetite, a big thing. Dogs typically have very normal, healthy appetite. So we have what we call the 10 L's, the 10 early warning signs.
Gotcha. So last thing is, talk about on our end, for 2019 and beyond, what are some of your goals?
Well, we're going to continue to expand Puppy Up. We have a couple of really exciting initiatives, and we're going to be we're working on a monument here in Memphis about the power of companionship. And if you think about Puppy Up, that's really what we're about, because it's not just human cancer, it's not just pet cancer. It's about the bond, the companionship, and it's a cross-species disease. So we're going to be building a monument here in Memphis called The Power of Companions, about that power. So it's about love and loss. So that's one of the big exciting projects we've got coming online for 2019.
Love it. So last thing, you kind of mentioned the website, but mention it again: website, social media, phone number. Where would you direct us to go?
Puppyup.org. You'll find everything. We're on Facebook. We've got Facebook sites for all of our walks all around the country. We've got Instagram sites. So we've got tens of thousands of followers on social media. Just go to puppyup.org. You'll be able to find everything there.
Well, I greatly appreciate all you're doing, not just here in Memphis, but around our nation as well. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Jeremy, thank you, sir.
The Spark Awards annually recognize and celebrate individuals and organizations that have made outstanding contributions to the community. This year's recipient of the Corporate Award for businesses between 100 to 499 employees is ARS Rescue Rooter.
Well, ARS Rescue Rooter is a plumbing, heating, and air conditioning business that's based in Memphis, Tennessee. We have about 300 employees in Memphis. We have 70 locations around the country. And if you take all the employees for the combined locations, probably about 7,000 full-time employees. One of the things at ARS is that our business is all about people. They're going to come into your home, people trust us. So it's really important for us to be part of our community and be accepted in our community, and you can't really do that without being involved in the community. Conway Cares is a neat program. It's just very simple. It's basically getting to the point of there are people in this community that are really hurting and they can't afford simple things, and one of those simple things is air conditioning. Customers nominate the people that they think are needy. We review that and we pick the 4 best, and usually it's a pretty tearjerker situation where somebody really needs that system, and it does help. Education That Works is a great program. It's with Memphis Catholic. We have the students from freshman to senior year, and they're different students each day, but Monday through Friday, we have a student come in and they basically work in our different departments. But we donate to have them come to us, and that helps defray their cost to be able to go to Memphis Catholic. And their graduation rate is close to about 100%. The kids we've had no issues. They've been phenomenal to work with, and our people really get a kick out of seeing how hard these kids, they come dressed sharp, they're attentive, and it really does help pick up our morale as well.
Talk about Night to Shine and working with Tim Tebow and his foundation.
Tim's been a part of ARS for a long time, so basically we've partnered with Tim, and we are the national sponsor for Night to Shine. And Night to Shine is just an amazing, amazing event. In the spring every year, they do a prom, and it's for disadvantaged children and adults. I mean, kids that have some kind of mental issues or physical issues, and they probably never went to a prom. They might not have finished high school. They might have been in some other learning curriculum. Today, it's being done in over 500 churches around the world in 33 countries. It's just mind-blowing. Every year it's gotten bigger, and we're really proud to sponsor that with Tim.
Talk about your work helping veterans.
In Memphis, Alpha Omega helps veterans that are really down in, from post-traumatic syndrome, out of the service, and they help them all the way through all the problems. And they house anywhere over 100 to 150 people at a time. And we're really, excited about what that does. They're integral people in our community, and they've served us, we need to serve them.
And Home Depot is a part of that too.
Home Depot looked at their foundation and said one of the things they wanted to do was help veterans as well. And they set up a unique training program where they're training veterans when they're leaving the service or they're transitioning out for HVAC and plumbing jobs. And we are hiring them as fast as they can train them. And we're just in the early stages of that program, but we're taking it nationally with Home Depot with their support, and we're elated. It's going to be a great program for ARS and for our service workers that have been out there that need some help.
They're a pet supply store with local roots, expanding nationally with their holistic approach. I'm here with the co-owner and store development manager for Hollywood Feed, Gene McGee. You have a personal storyline with this, but let's start out Hollywood Feed. Give us some context, because it is local roots right here in Memphis in the Mid-South.
Yes, we frequently get asked if we are from California, and I say no. We were founded on Hollywood Street in Memphis, Tennessee, at the corner of Hollywood and Chelsea. Back in the 50s, Hollywood Feed was formed, and my husband and I took the business over about 12 years ago. We had 3 stores, and as of last week, we opened store number 87, and plans for expansion in 2019 continue more stores throughout the Southeast.
Congratulations, that's awesome. Talk about what makes it such a different experience, because your team, they love pets, they have pets, they're encouraged to bring their pets, they're experts. It's a very holistic approach in terms of what you bring into the store and what you provide, and just share kind of what makes Hollywood Feed different.
One of the things that we concentrate on at Hollywood Feed is employee education. Every employee receives 40 hours of classroom education from developers of dog food brands, manufacturers of toys, treats, and we want to make sure that our staff is learning as much as they can to help pet parents when they come into our stores with whatever the issues that their dogs and cats are having that they might need to work on, so that we can help people be happy and enrich the lives of their pets so that they keep them. And the number one reason for pets to go back into adoption facilities or shelters is for bad behavior. And if we can sell you something that keeps your dog from destructive behavior, then we're doing both you and your pet a service.
Nice. Talk about on your end, you know, working kind of not necessarily the buy local approach, but you're very well known, whether it's the bedding of finding local sources and keeping those dollars here local. So talk about kind of that aspect of really being focused on what you're bringing into the store, but kind of seeking that out and sourcing it and doing some very creative things.
One thing is we want our stores to be a community-centered location. So Union Avenue is not going to feel like Collierville. And the store manager has some leeway in how they want to arrange the store, what adoption groups they partner with, and just the feel of the store. Every store should feel like the community that it is serving. And so we are very intentional about that. As far as the products, we're determined to be full of American-made products whenever we can. So our beds are not just sourced in Mississippi, but the fabric, the fill, the zippers, the patches are all U.S. made. And for instance, our patches are made by one of the few U.S. patch makers left in the country. It's not by accident that we do that.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. It's very intentional by design. Share on your end the kind of the philanthropic focus of this, because I mean, you yourself, you're a pet lover, you've got rescue animals. I mean, talk about kind of that aspect, that passion of being able to use the stores as a catalyst to help and to make a difference and partnering with nonprofits.
If you're not making a difference, then you're just another store. And our mission is to make a difference in the lives of pets. And most of our employees, I think, have about 2.5 dogs on average, and 90% of them are rescues. We have rescue groups come into all 87 stores at least monthly. Some stores have them as much as weekly, and hold adoption groups. We raise money for adoption groups. We participate in fundraisers. We do as much as we can to help the people who are out there actually running the adoption groups.
Share with us, as you look at 2019 and beyond, what are some of your goals in terms of expanding, working with more nonprofits, being able to do more? What are some of your personal goals for 2019 and beyond?
I think some of our goals are just to continue with what we're doing and to build upon. If we do a project in Oxford and it goes really well, to use that information to see how we can partner. I mean, we've partnered with breweries, we've partnered with hotels, just to get the word out and, you know, adopt, don't shop. There's so many, especially in Memphis. I mean, take a trip down to MAS. There are so many animals down there that need loving homes. So by partnering with these rescue organizations and adoption groups, we hope that we can continue to spread the word that there's no need to drive to Oklahoma to go get a dog from a breeder. Right here locally, there's so many pets that need homes, and I'm not allowed to go in those places anymore because we already have 7 rescue pets at our house. And but you go in and they're the most loving, wonderful animals who just need looking for a loving home. And you have to find the right fit for your family, but we're very intentional about that.
What puts a smile on your face when you look at, you know, where you've come from, how far you've come, and yet where you're headed? What puts a smile on your face?
Seeing when you have a customer come in and they tell you, hey, we were in your store over in Bartlett and we adopted this dog and it's now my son's best friend. I mean, last week I got a picture from a girl and she said that the #1 list on her 12-year-old's birthday list was a dog bed for her dog so that her dog could sleep in her room. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that
and she sent me a picture of a Mississippi-made bed in the bedroom with a 12-year-old girl, and now her dog sleeps in her room.
That's awesome. So where do we go? Website, social media, obviously the store. Where do we go to find the stores, but to learn more about Hollywood Feed?
Well, locally, go to www.hollywoodfeed.com, and in the local Memphis area, we now have same-day delivery within 2 hours of when you place your order. And you can go, every store has a Facebook page, as well as Hollywood Feed has a main Facebook page. So we're all over the place. Just go visit your local Hollywood Feed and or look online, and you can find us.
There you go. Well, greatly appreciate all you do, Jean, for coming on the show and sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's face it, our pets, our furry friends, our family. I grew up with dogs, and now my family has two of our own, Sophie and Leo. A bomb-sniffing dog, Max, literally saved my brother's life when he was serving our country in the U.S. Marines and his unit was ambushed in the Middle East. Max is now in remission with cancer and lives with my parents, who've made it their mission to raise awareness for other canine veterans who are true heroes. When we look around the Mid-South, it warms my heart to know that we have individuals and organizations like Memphis Pets Alive and the Puppyette Foundation, and companies like Hollywood Feed that put the well-being and care of our pets as top priority. Every pet needs a loving home, and so if you have the heart and the ability, please consider becoming a forever home. Thank you for watching The Spark. To learn more about each of the guests, to watch past episodes, and to share your stories of others leading by example, visit WKNO.org and click on the link for The Spark. We look forward to seeing you next month, and we hope that you'll continue joining with us to create a spark for the Mid-South.
Just like having relevant and accurate information is necessary to make sound hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a sponsor of The Spark.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is honored to serve the Memphis community for over 60 years. We've always focused on supporting our community and believe in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is proud to be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.